Good evening, everybody. It's January 7th, 2021, the year of our Lord. Yeah, tonight, my rant's going to be about a little bit of everything. My thoughts on the protest in the Capitol, as they're calling a riotous mob. My thoughts on the hypocrisy of our leaders and the general downfall of our country as far as I'm concerned. Okay, we'll start with the Capitol riots, or protest, whatever you want to call it. I call it a protest, you call it a riot, if you wish. First off, this is a redneck reb. Okay, I speak my mind as I think it. I don't do any script or anything else, so bear with me. The opinions I post are my own. Got a problem with it, talk to me about it. But first off, let's go back to yesterday. I listened to most of Donald Trump's speech at his rally. And throughout the whole thing, he's talking about marching on the Capitol and cheering on the Republican lawmakers to do their job. Keep it peaceful. Respect the law. You know, throughout the whole thing, that's what he's saying. Wake up this morning, I hear the news saying how he instigated the whole thing. Okay, let's break it down. Alright, you got thousands of people there. Rally's been going on all day long. Protests been going on all day long. No violence, no nothing. Towards the end of it, all of a sudden, somebody finds a chink in the armor of the Capitol Police on the Senate. Gee, isn't that a miraculous thing? Let's break it down a little further. Before the protest started, while it was still a rally at the White House, the D.C. mayor imposed a 6 o'clock p.m. curfew on the whole city. Why? My opinion is she knew, she was informed that shit was going to go down. Okay, now, the Senate chambers and all that, Capitol Police are supposed to have that well guarded. All entrances, all exits, all that, right? How did they manage to get themselves in close enough and all that, do that without Capitol Police getting them? Really? I think the Capitol Police were set up to fail. A bug in the right ear would do it. Now, I'm not saying the Trump marchers were in the right. They had the right to protest, yes. But as I have also said about BLM and Antifa, your right to protest stops the minute there is violence or a breaking of something. The minute you pick up a rock, punch something, break something, your right to protest stops. I've said that all through all my videos. I ain't going to change it now just because it's Trump people. But let's go further. Now, bear in mind, what's Antifa's MO? Blend in. All right. I don't recall Trump supporters carrying ID cards or anything like that. But you could dress yourself up as one and blend into the crowd, cheering on. Yeah, 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 Trump's our guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Start putting a little bug in people's ear. You know, we ought to go inside and just make our opinion known. You say that to enough people, it'll start happening. Especially if you happen to find an open gate or a door or a busted window that just happened to get broken. But is our press looking at any of that? No. It's all the white privilege. You know, if it had been brown or black people, they would have been mowing them down with machine guns. Really? I've actually heard that on one of the newscast shows this morning. And I thought, gee, I'm thinking back to in the summertime when they took over the park in front of the White House and were storming the White House. Did they get met with bullets? I don't recall hearing that on any newscast. They got met with a show of force, but they didn't get met with bullets. And shall we go to Minnesota? They get met with bullets there. Kenosha? No. Portland? No. Seattle? No. No. Even San Francisco, they didn't. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong newscast. I don't know. But while we're looking at that area of the country, in the summertime, we all had the privilege of watching on the news as peaceful protesters burned cities down. You know? Didn't hear a word out of Washington, any of the congressmen, any of the senators, nothing. Either denouncing it or anything else. But my God, if they happen to break into the Senate and the Congress, oh my God, they're committing a crime against humanity. Oh, it's desecration of the country. It's treasonous. Why? Because you got to taste what the rest of us live with? Because it touched you on your ivory throne? I think I heard something where Pelosi said she felt in fear of her life. Really? Come on, give me a break, bitch. You know? And everybody's trying to put it on Mr. Trump. It's all his fault. Well, yeah, in one way it is. Because Mr. Trump's been the first politician I've ever seen or heard that actually tried to do what he said. With both hands tied behind his back. You know, I said on a video yesterday that I'm keeping a list. And I'm going to start that list. If you're a politician or a judge and you don't follow the Constitution, you're going to get marked on that list. If you do the job for the people, as you're supposed to do, follow the Constitution, you'll be on the list too. There's two lists, kind of like the Santa list, the naughty list, the good list. You know? No threats, just my opinion. I'm 64 years old, I've earned the right to have my own opinion. You fuckers all wanted a socialist country. You seem to think socialism is the way to go. All you Hollywood types bowing down, sucking whoever you can, just to prove you're first in line. Okay. That's fine. Congress, Senate, let me ask you a question. You piss off enough people, what are you going to do when the blue-collar workers, about 98, I'd say probably 89% of them are Trump supporters, decide to put their tools down, stop their trucks, stop unloading ships? What are you going to do then? Who are you going to blame it on? Your buddy Biden, who's in bed with China, Iran, and Russia? Oh, wait, we can't say that because of the fact, he's never been charged. Yeah, I wish I could get my son a job. He gets paid millions of dollars. He doesn't know anything about the industry. You know? But I'm not one of the elite. I'm a guy that works for a living. Calluses on the hands to prove it. Hardened into the arteries to prove it. Let's talk about hypocrisy. When it's not affecting your neighborhood, you're fine with it. You have no problem with, oh, it's just peaceful protesters. They're not doing anything. As you're watching buildings burn, cops getting injured, normal citizens losing their businesses because of looters. But no, you're going to fight anybody that tries to stop it because these people have a right to do this. They're righting a wrong. They want to right a wrong, get out, get a job, earn your own way. Now I hear these rumors, and I hope to God they're false rumors, because otherwise the shitstorm's going to really open up. People are talking any Trump supporter shouldn't be able to get a flight, ride a train, all this other crap. If you supported Trump, you need to be gone. Really? Do you think you can live without us? Trump scared everybody, all the politicians, because he reached the people you can't reach. He didn't care about politics. He didn't care about that. He cared about America. He cared about the people that work for a living. When's the last time one of you dumb fuckers ever thought of that? Oh, they'll vote me in again because they know me. I've done such a great job for them. Really? Yeah, right. Well, I'll say this right now. I have always respected the office of the president. I've always respected the Congress and Senate. I've always respected the FBI, Department of Justice. Not anymore. Ain't none of those offices, or whatever they are, worth a tinker's damn. Every one of you fucking judges are corrupt. You're bought and paid for. Senate and the House, the congressmen and senators, all bought and paid for. You're taking it up the ass. As far as the president and that bitch he's got as a vice president, he ain't worth a tinker's damn. He hasn't done a damn thing in 47 years. Except follow orders from somebody else. The only way she got to where she's going is by sleeping with whoever's above her. Ask Willie Brown. Yeah, I know that's going to make me sexist. It's going to make me racist. It's all this. I don't give a shit anymore. I ain't buying into your fucking lies. I ain't buying into anybody's lies. I used to believe in America. But you guys have done changed America to something I don't recognize anymore. You can't have a conversation with anybody nowadays without turning into a fiasco. Used to be you had the right to agree or disagree and have your words used. Nowadays, you can't even disagree with somebody without being called a Nazi, a racist, all that other shit. Just remember, to all you congressmen, senators, any politician, governors, and judges, there's more of us than there are of you. And yes, you're going to make the mistake You seem to think you created a utopia by using BLM, Nativa. Yeah, you woke that monster up. You ain't gonna be able to control it, but you woke it up. Now, what happens, happens. Sorry to say, I see our country dying. I predict probably within 6 months, there'll be warfare on the streets over it. Because you dumb son of a bitch are going to try to push through all this damn legislation to kill the Bill of Rights. You know, something that you swore to uphold. But your word don't mean a shit anyway. Never has. You want to fix this country? Let's start off by putting term limits on senators and congressmen. President can serve 2 terms. Why do you get to serve lifetimes? If the American people ain't working and getting paid because of your lockdowns, why are you getting paid? And that goes for governors like Fancy Pants Newsom. Why are you getting paid? You ain't doing shit except breaking your own rules. Because you're essential for what? Getting your hair done or giving a blowjob? Your choice. And yes, out here in California, there's a petition going around to recall that son of a bitch. And yes, I signed it. Country's going to hell, people. There's got to be a way to fix it without open warfare. If we make it to another presidential election, maybe a lot of these liberals will finally wake up and realize, oh, that's not such a good idea. But wait a minute. Democrats got away with stealing it once. I bet they're dumb enough to try it again. So if we have another election, why don't a whole bunch of us take our little cell phone cameras and be outside those places videotaping all this shit? Get as close as we can and videotape it. Hell, put telescopic zoom on it. Yeah, we don't need no third-party observers. We'll have all of us doing it. Want to scare the hell out of them? That's the way to do it. But this old redneck, I'll go out on my feet rather than kneel to you. It ain't going to happen. One way or the other. Shit's got to change. It was getting better. Now it's going down the toilet. Somebody better call Roto-Rooter because I think we got a blockage in the sewer line. It's the old redneck. Gonna call it a night. Remember our military serving overseas and here. Remember our vets coming home, the ones that are here. Give them a hand up, not a hand out. And for God's sakes, remember our military. I mean our police officers, firemen, EMTs. They stand a wall for all this against all this bullshit just like we do. Got any comments? Leave them below. Want to send me a message? Email me at redneckrebel1956@gmail.com. I'll answer it. You may not like it, but I'll answer it. For now, this is the old redneck, signing off.